I've come to the floor dozens of times now to tell their stories. There was a time when they were afraid to speak out and to identify themselves. But thank God that's changed. They now speak up because they understand that when people see who they are, what they have done, and what their dreams are, that they can appreciate the fact that these are good young people who, when given a chance, will make us a safer and stronger nation.
When did I find out that I was undocumented? That's actually a very interesting question.
I found out that I was undocumented when I was 17 years old. It was the summer before my senior year of high school.
Because my dreams kind of shattered after I was exposed to that truth. As I was filling out the application, I came across the Social Security number box. And never in my life had I ever utilized a number, so I was completely unaware of the number of my number. And so I generally asked my mother, well, hey mom, like, what's my number? And she was like, well, you don't have one.
It's difficult when you have this identity that you can't really share with others and you can't really explain, what you're going through. It's affected me socially, kind of dealing with like family situations and still trying to be like a normal college student. Sorry.
The DREAM Act is a piece of legislation that's been around for over 10 years now. It was initially introduced by a bipartisan group of members in the Congress. And its principles or provisions in the bill have changed over time, but the core of the DREAM Act has always been the same, which is to allow a pathway to citizenship for undocumented youth who came here at a very young age and have grown up in the United States. These are students that have been educated in U.S. schools, they've contributed to their communities, they've participated in after-school activities, they're parts of sports teams, they're valedictorians, they're members of activities. So they're kids that really consider the United States their home, and they don't know any other country than the United States.
The awareness and the implications of being undocumented are not necessarily felt as strongly as when they start getting into college. Because at that point, that's when you're at the point of your life where all of your friends and peers and everyone is talking about what comes next. What's going to be that step that's going to lead to my professional career, to what I want to be when I grow up. And what's really sort of tragic about the whole situation is that, we try and teach our children that they can grow up to be whatever they want to be, but when it comes to undocumented immigrants in this country, that is extremely limited.
And maybe we're kind of redefining it, what it means to be an American. Maybe it's more than just like, I was born here, so this is my entitlement, but it's like, I want to be here, and I'm working hard every single day to be here. I don't know who I need to prove it to, but I guess, I don't know, at the time, at the moment, maybe that's good enough for me.
While the DREAM Act is a positive step, we still need comprehensive immigration reform to answer what can be done and what relief can be provided to the millions of other people that are their parents, their family members, their aunts and uncles and grandparents. Because the way the DREAM Act stands right now, even if the young person is able to achieve their residence through the DREAM Act, they would have to then wait 5 to 6 years to become citizens, and then wait numerous years before they could petition for family members for legal status.
A lot of schools can provide more resources to students like us. The school can create alternative programs or, opportunities for students who can't study abroad or who can't, find a paying internship.
The rational, common sense immigration system is something that all of us can be talking about with our neighbors, with our members of Congress. We know that continued pressure and that continued momentum that we have coming out of this election is critically important that members of Congress continue to hear about this.
This is a nation of immigrants. We are fortunate that at some point in the past, our parents and grandparents had the courage and determination to come to these shores and fight the odds. That's the story of America. And thank goodness a lot of those immigrants decided to stick it out and fight for their future. These young people deserve that same opportunity.